Hey folks, Jim here from Tobacco Solutions. Thanks for tuning in. Today's video is going to be again on sub-ohm vaping, specifically the VaporFi Box 2 starter kit. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not. It came out in the market April 20th. So we're going to do a review on the VaporFi Box 2 and the Volt hybrid tank. So that's basically the starter kit for the Box 2 mod. First question you may have, how does it vape? Take a look. Let's start with the unboxing of the VaporFi Box 2 mod. Right up there on top, you do have your Box 2. We're going to go more detail in this throughout the review, so I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side for right now. Included in your box comes an instruction booklet. It's in English and in Spanish. It's pretty self-explanatory. There's nothing really to cover there. Also included in your kit is a USB charger and a 35 amp 2500 mAh battery, one of those 18650 batteries. This is really nice to have. A lot of the mods that you buy out there with other companies, the battery is not included. It has to be purchased separately, or they're already enclosed in the mod itself, and it's just not something that you can replace. So this is a great thing to have as well. All right, so as you can see right here, the Box 2 that you're looking at right now is a little bit different than the one that I took out of the box. What you're seeing is a silicone sleeve that you could use, that you can actually buy from VaporFi. It fits snugly on the VaporFi Box 2. It just adds an extra bit of protection, prevents scratches. If you drop it, it gives it a little bit more. It's basically another protective sleeve that you can use. So it's really nice. It runs about $9 from the VaporFi website. Look under their accessories section and you'll find it. So to put in the battery, and by the way, this is the battery that comes with your Box 2. It's a VaporFi 18650 battery. It comes a quarter charged. So I'm not going to use this battery. I'm going to use another one that I have that's got a better charge to it. If you do buy the Box 2, make sure you charge this up completely before you decide to start using it in your Box 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side, and I'll show you how to put your battery in. The first thing you want to do is you're going to want to turn your Box 2 upside down. You'll see a circular knob. You want to unscrew that, and then you want to get the positive end of your 18650, and you want to put the positive end in, and then you take your circular cap that, if you notice here, there is a little copper pin on the bottom of it. This is adjustable in height, so if you do have different sized 18650 batteries, this can be adjusted so the connection is good and it fits tightly. So let me go ahead and tighten up this cap here, and we are good, nice and tight. I'm going to go ahead and add my VaporFi Volt hybrid sub-ohm tank. By the way, this is 510 threading and it's spring-loaded pin, so we're good to go there. And to turn it on, all you have to do is press the button 5 times like you do with just about every other kit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there you see the VaporFi logo, and now it's on. The interesting thing about the Box 2 is that this is completely built by the VaporFi team. You're not going to find this mod anywhere else online, and it's got some features that you're just not going to find elsewhere. I'll go over some of the things that this thing provides that maybe you're not going to find in the iStick or some other mods that are out there. The first thing I want to tell you about is basically it has 5 presets for vaping. You could choose, depending on the type of atomizer that you have, what wattage setting you want. And by the way, this goes between 7 watts to 50 watts in 0.1 watt increments. But the presets are as follows. You have, right now it's on the 3rd setting, which is 30 watts. The 4th setting is 40 watts. 5th setting is 50 watts. And let's start the first one, that's 7 watts, and the second one is 20 watts. So these are just your standard settings for your mod. If you want, take for instance, do 18 watts, just press the bottom wattage that brings it down, and hold down. And now you have it at 18 watts. If you want to make the 18 watt your preset, press the firing pin. Hold on a second, let me get this back on. If you want 18 watts to be your setting, go ahead and get it back to where I was. Sometimes it can be sensitive. And then hold the firing pin for 2 seconds. Press the positive sign, and now 18 watts is my second preset. And now I could go over to, let me clear out first. This is kind of sensitive. By the way, this is all new circuitry from the VaporFi Box, the original one. So all brand new circuitry. It's redesigned a little bit. I'll go into detail. I'll actually show you the difference between the Vox, the first one, and the Vox 2. So let's see. Okay, so now it's 18 watts, 30 watts, 40 watts, 50 watts, 7 watts, and now back to 18 watts. So it's adjustable. You find out which wattage setting you want. You could go ahead and adjust this, have the preset already set. So all you gotta do is just press a couple buttons and you're right where you want it to be. So let's take a look at the VaporFi Box and the VaporFi Box 2 and what the difference is. Okay, the first thing I want to show you that's probably the most obvious is this cylinder tube that held the battery for the VaporFi Box is now enclosed in the entire case of the VaporFi Box 2. Initially, the Vox had some serious issues with the copper battery pin on the bottom portion of the battery holder. If you could take a look right there, you can see I had some problems trying to adjust the size of this battery pin. That's been resolved now with the VaporFi Box 2. There are no more any issues with that. Also, the circuitry, the chip that was actually included and built into the box was made for some other component. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't specific for this mod. This chip has now been completely redesigned for the Vox 2. Another thing that I want to show you is basically on the bottom of the Vox you have some kind of ventilation holes for the battery itself. Right now it's different with the Vox 2. You seem to have a center one right here, and I also believe the USB connector on the bottom also acts as a ventilation. I don't know why they put the USB on the bottom of the Vox 2. It is on the side of the Vox 1, which is probably where it should be. I wish they would have just kept it there. It makes it easier to charge it up when you're setting it down. When you are charging it, you have to now set it on its side, which I don't like to do. If they redesign it one more time, please, VaporFi, if you're listening to me, put it on the side. So another thing is the actual buttons themselves. The buttons on the VaporFi Vox 1 are a little bit different than that of the Vox 2. And I don't know if you can hear this, but there's a little bit of a rattle with these buttons, and it's not so much with the Vox 2. So I put by the way, I was shaking that next to the microphone to see if you could pick it up. But it seems to be a little bit sturdier, a little bit better made. Now, going towards the top, as you can see on my right hand where the Vox 2 is, you see some air channels for your tank. You don't have that with the Vox 1. And also, again, the 510 threading on the Vox 2 also has a spring-loaded pin. You don't have that in the Vox, the original Vox. So that's the difference between the Vox 1 and the Vox 2. Let me go ahead and put the Rebel sub-ohm tank back on. And I'm going to show the comparison between the Vox 2 and some other 50-watt mod that you may be familiar with. This is the iStick 50-watt, which is a very popular mod with the Kanger sub-tank mini. This has the the Volt hybrid tank on the Vox 2. The differences are other than in size. The main thing that I've noticed with this is what I like about the iStick 50-watt is the USB connector that's on its side. But the good thing about the Vox 2 is that you can swap out the battery. If the battery goes bad on your iStick 50-watt, you're kind of screwed. It's enclosed. There's no way to replace those batteries. The Vox 2 is a replaceable battery. You can take it out and put a new battery in. Also, on the Vox 2, you have some presets that you don't have on the iStick 50 watt. So those are some of the main differences that you'll find with these mods. So let's go over some of the safety precautions that are built into the Vox 2. It has temperature control and protection. It also has reverse battery protection, and it has low voltage protection. It has the ability to use atomizers between 0.2 ohm to 3 ohm resistance, and the voltage range of the Vox 2 is between 3 volts and 8.5 volts. It also comes with a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. If you don't like it for any reason, just let VaporFi know and you get your money back. And also has a 6-month warranty, which is a great thing to have for this mod. It retails for $169.99, 170 bucks. But if you use my VaporFi discount, you could get it for $149. So that saves you quite a bit of dough there. You can use that money to get yourself some e-liquid. So if you noticed earlier, I was comparing it to the iStick 50 watt, and you could see that the Kanger sub-tank mini looks awfully similar to the VaporFi Volt Hybrid. We're going to go over now the differences between these two tanks. They are very similar when you look at them, but there are some subtle differences. But overall, this is basically the VaporFi Box 2 mod starter kit. You do have a choice of 3 different tanks, like I mentioned before, but this is what you'll be getting, and it's a fantastic mod. You can make clouds with this all day long. It's fantastic. So let me go ahead now and go over the Volt Hybrid and tell you what the difference is between the Volt and the sub-tank mini. All right, so we do have the Volt Hybrid and the Kanger sub-tank mini, which look awfully similar. The first thing you'll notice is there's a red band around the sub-tank mini and a green band around the Volt Hybrid. The green band is exclusive to VaporFi. They are the only company that can utilize that green band. They also have different insulators for the Volt Hybrid as opposed to that of the sub-tank mini. I've heard some customers report leakage issues with the sub-tank mini. I have not heard of any with the Volt Hybrid, so that's a good thing. And another thing that I've heard was that the RBA coil for the Volt Hybrid, the hole for the juice flow is slightly bigger than the sub-tank mini. So more juice equals more clouds. I can't verify that, but that's what I've been reading and seeing online. That RBA coil, the holes are a little bit bigger on the Volt Hybrid. Okay, so let's go ahead and before I show you what kind of clouds this thing can make, one thing you need to keep in mind is that this also comes with a 90-day warranty. I have purchased Kanger products elsewhere with a 30-day warranty. The thing would conk out after 35, 40 days, and I can't get my money back. If this thing dies on you, and it probably won't, after 60, even 79 days, you can get your money back. So when you spend this kind of money, you want to have some kind of safety or security with your investment, and they'll give that to you. 90-day warranty on your Volt Hybrid, and a 6-month warranty with your Vox 2. All right, let's talk about clouds. I have it set at 18 watt, which is what we did earlier. Let's see what kind of clouds this can produce with 18 watt. And just so you know, I am using, what is this? I am using Firebrand sub-ohm e-liquid, and I'll put a link at the bottom of this video. This is e-juice strictly for sub-ohm vaping. A lot of EG in this one. It produces a ton of clouds. I believe this one is Purple Rain. That's what I'm using right now. Firebrand sub-ohm e-liquid Purple Rain. 18 watt. A lot of clouds. A lot of clouds. Let's try it at 30 watts. As you can see, folks, you can't complain about the clouds that this thing produces. It's absolutely phenomenal when it comes to sub-ohm vaping. The Vox 2 starter kit will deliver. I know it's expensive. A lot of people complain about the price of something like this, but you got to understand that you do get some safety and security when you buy these things. 6-month warranty for the Vox 2, 90-day warranty for the VaporFi Volt Hybrid. You get a battery included with your Vox 2. That's just something that you really can't complain about. It makes it easier to make this purchase. Not to mention the fact that I also have a 12% discount for this product. So I think the whole starter kit itself costs $200. Use my 12% discount on that. That's $24 that you'll be able to take off your price, and you can use that to get some sub-ohm e-liquid of your choice. So I know this video was pretty thorough and pretty long, but I wanted you to get a good idea of the Vox 2 starter kit. I hope you learned something out of it. If you do have this kit, send a comment. Let me know what you think of it. I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you like sub-ohm vaping. Thanks for your time. Please subscribe to my YouTube page and like me on Facebook. Have a good one.